Good morning and welcome to the little apartment on the prairie. Today I'm getting ready to make laundry detergent. I make homemade laundry detergent and I do it about twice a year, spring and fall. I make a 5-gallon bucket and I live alone, and one 5-gallon bucket lasts me about 6 months or a little bit longer. So I thought I'd show you how to do it. It's really easy and the ingredients are cheap. I did the math at one point and it worked out to, I used between half a cup and 1 cup per load, depending upon how dirty my clothes are and how big my load is. And it comes out to like 1 to 2 pennies per load for laundry detergent, so it's really cheap. Here's what you need. You need a bar of Fell's Naphtha laundry soap, which you will find in the laundry aisle at most stores. If you have a really small grocery store, you might not be able to find it there. You can also order it on Amazon, but like Walmart has it, Meijer, Target probably does, stores like that. And it's in the laundry detergent aisle. It's not with the bar soap like the bath soap. So you're also going to need a box of Arm & Hammer washing soda. Now this is not baking soda. It's not the stuff you put in the fridge to make your fridge smell better. It's not the stuff you put in some baked goods. It will be in the laundry aisle near the Fell's Naphtha soap. It's not in the baking aisle. It's not the same as baking soda. Make sure you're getting washing soda. It's different. And you're going to use 1 cup of that. The whole box will cost you between $3 and $4 probably. Could be about $4.19. Hi Isaac, he needs a treat. So it should cost you around $4, maybe a little less. And you're only going to use 1 cup, and so 1 box will last you, well, it lasts me for several years because, you know, I only make 2 batches a year. So 1 box will last you a long way. Then you're only going to need 1 other ingredient, which is borax. It will also be in the laundry aisle, kind of by the bleach, probably close to the washing soda. So some people also use borax for cleaning. People use it to help bleach clothing. Again, the box might cost you $4, could be a little bit less, and you're going to use 1 cup, so the box will last you a long time. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to chop up this bar of soap. And I'll show you, you can grate it if you want, like with a cheese grater, but that's not necessary. That's, I don't know, half the time when I try and grate things on a cheese grater, I end up grating my knuckles, and it takes longer, and it's just not necessary. You need to chop it up, and I'll show you it. You know, it doesn't have to be, the pieces don't have to be all the same. You can just kind of, you know, smaller pieces kind of work better because what you're going to do is melt it in boiling water. And the smaller the pieces, the faster it will melt, but yeah, it's kind of hard to cut through. I put it on a plate, use a knife, you can wash the plate later, wash the knife later, you can eat off them, you know, after you wash them. It's easy to do. Now, some people don't like homemade laundry detergent. This is a common recipe, but there are other recipes that are a little bit different. Some people say they don't get their clothes that clean. Some people think it will mess up your washing machine. I'm not sure how that would be. I don't have my own washing machine. You know, I use it in my apartment building's washing machine. I also use it in my, well, I have that foot-pedaled washing machine. And if you haven't seen the video with my foot-pedaled washing machine, I'll put a link down in the description. It's really cool, so I use it in there. Since that only does really small loads, I only use a small amount of laundry soap in there. But I feel like it gets my clothes clean. I like it. If you want to use an alternative to fabric softener, what you can do is add vinegar to the rinse water. Vinegar works really well as a fabric softener and helps deodorize clothes if your clothes are really smelly, if you've been doing something to get really sweaty. I use this homemade laundry detergent as stain remover too. What I do is I use an old toothbrush and I just put a little soap on the toothbrush and then I scrub any stains that I have. And I use it for any stains. I don't, I know there are all these different recipes or techniques. You put hairspray on some stains. You use soda water on some stains. You use milk on some stains. You use, all these different things. Yeah, I just use my homemade laundry detergent. And I can get pretty much any stain out. I've gotten like raspberry stains, I got wine, I got blood from meat I was cutting up for my dog. Yuck. Anyway, yeah, it works for like pretty much all stains for me. So after you get it cut up, what you're going to do is boil a pot of water. And it doesn't matter, there's not a certain amount of water you put in the pot. You just fill up a pot and boil some water. So I'm going to use a good sized pot, but not one of my big giant stock pots. I don't need that much water. You don't need to measure the water. There's not a certain amount you put in it. Just a big pot of water, and you're going to let it boil. Now I'm going to tell you, you're not going to put the soap in until the water's boiling. And once you put that soap in, you do not want to walk away from that pot. You're going to stir it while it boils, but you do not want to walk away, because if it boils over, it makes a horrendous mess. Ask me how I know. So now I'm going to go in the bathroom, which is where I keep my bucket of laundry detergent, and we're going to go ahead and measure out the borax and the washing soda into the bucket so that they'll be in there when we have the melted soap to pour in. So here is my 5-gallon bucket that I used to put laundry detergent in. It's just a 5-gallon bucket. I think I bought it at Menards with the lid. I covered it with some green contact paper so it would match my bathroom, match my bath towels and my shower curtain. I keep it in my bathroom because I don't have a laundry room in my apartment, so it seems like a good place to put it. And I have a measuring cup that's kind of gunky because I use it when I scoop out. I'll measure out like half a cup to 1 cup. This is 1 cup of detergent, and then put it in a glass jar to take it down to the laundry room. So I have this little basket that sits on top of my 5-gallon bucket, and I use the same measuring cup to measure out the borax and the washing soda. Now, I used to have a toothbrush in that basket for scrubbing stains, and I had to move it because Sassafras, the kitten, she really loves to play with toothbrushes. And man, this box of washing soda is hard to open. And she kept stealing the toothbrush and running off with it. And I didn't want her to chew on it because it had laundry detergent like dried on it or whatever. And plus I wanted to be able to find it. And she kept stealing it, so I had to put it away where she can't get to it. And I also used to keep this stuff under my bathroom sink, and I had to put it in a closet with the door that she can't open because she can open the cupboard under my sink and get into it. She's a very bad kitten in that regard, but we love her because she's cute. So, now I'm spilling washing soda on me. So you're just going to pour out about a cup. If you make a little bit of a mess and get a little bit more than a cup, not a big deal. Pour out a cup, dump it in the bucket. And when you get some on your lap, I guess you can try and shake that into the bucket too, because I don't want it all over my bathroom floor. And this is supposed to be easy and not so messy, but when I'm doing it, I guess I can make a mess out of it. So you measure out a cup of borax, and then put the boxes where your children or kittens can't get to them. And something that I like to add, this is not necessary, but it's optional, is you can add essential oil when you're laundry detergent is done and use that to give it a fragrance that you like. Sometimes I like to add lavender or eucalyptus, makes it seem clean. And I like to add a little tea tree oil, which I think helps disinfect things. But that's optional. You don't have to add that. Man, why is this box so ridiculously hard to open? I'm telling you. Okay. All right. Borax. Pour it into the cup and into the bucket, not all over your bathroom floor. Okay. So you're just going to pour it into this 5-gallon bucket and have it ready for when your soap is melted. Then you're going to just bring the pot of water with melted soap in it and dump it in the bucket too. So now that our water is starting to boil, we're getting ready to dump our melted soap in. Come here, Isaac. I'll give you one more treat before I get started. Now, remember, once you put your soap in this pot, you don't want to walk away. Because if it boils over, Sassy, stay away from that soap. If it boils over, it makes a tremendous mess. Oh, I hear a cat fight. Okay, so I have a wooden spoon I use for making laundry detergent. I'm going to use it to stir the soap in the pot of water, and then I'm going to use it to stir the whole mixture in my 5-gallon bucket when I add it. So you just put the soap in your boiling water, get as much of it off the plate as you can. Your plate or cutting board, whatever you chop it on, it'll just wash. You can reuse it to eat. It'll be fine. And you're going to stir until your soap is completely melted. You're not going to walk away from it because it will boil over easily. When it starts to boil, you're going to want to turn the heat down. Keep it hot enough to melt your soap, but not boiling so much that it boils over. I know I keep saying that, but it's an unbelievable mess when it does. So it's going to start to boil. It's going to froth up, get all bubbly and foamy really fast. See, I'm starting to do it now. You might have to lift your pot up off the burner if it starts to boil too much, to keep it from boiling over. My heat gets really high really fast. My medium heat is really hot. I wish I had a gas stove. I miss gas stoves. So you want to boil it until the soap is completely melted. It's not going to be like a complete liquid. It's going to be a little bit slimy. That's how it's supposed to be. You don't want any chunks. Keep stirring. I'm trying to scoop out some chunks and show you. There's still chunks in here. It's kind of hard to see through all the foam. There's like lots of foam here. I don't think you can, here, can you see that? There's like lots of foam. I don't think you can see it. There's lots of foam, but there's still little chunks of soap. So you want to just boil it. If you got some little chunks that seem like they're taking a long time to melt, that's okay. Don't get impatient. You want it to melt completely. I've gotten impatient before and said, well, there's only little bitty chunks in there, and it's mostly melted, it'll be fine. It's not fine. Your laundry detergent ends up with these chunks in it, and if you have a chunk of soap that goes in your washing machine, it's probably not going to all dissolve. Then your clothes come out of the wash, and you find some little teeny bumps of soap in with your clean laundry. And then it seems like it didn't get rinsed well enough. You got to melt the soap. Just be patient and melt the soap. So when your soap is finally melted, You're going to pour that soapy water into your 5-gallon bucket. Give it a stir because you're dissolving that borax and washing soda in the really hot water. Stir it till you can't really see the borax. It's all steamy and foamy in there from the soap, but you'll feel feels gritty when you stir it, and then it feels smooth. So it feels like you've got it all dissolved. Then what you need to do is fill the bucket up the rest of the way with hot water. It doesn't have to be boiling. I'm just going to use tap water from my bathtub. Have to let it run for a minute till it gets hot. And then I'm going to fill up the bucket. There we go. And I actually have this shower sprayer that works really great for this because that way I don't have to lift a really heavy bucket out of my tub. You can fill up a pot or whatever works best for you. I think using the shower sprayer actually works really well because it gets the soap all foamy. It helps continue to, I don't know, dissolve things. Makes me have to stir it less. What you're going to do when you're done or in the process of filling up your bucket, you're going to keep stirring it. You want to keep it mixed up well. Sassy, you don't like laundry soap, you silly cat. Nor do you like to get wet. Sassy thinks this is all very interesting. This is really interesting, Sassafras. Of course, Sassy thinks everything's interesting because she's a kitten. She has infinite curiosity, don't you? Yes. The world is a most interesting place. You're so fine to be a kitten. The whole world is full of cat toys. Even the dog tail makes a good cat toy. He's just watching. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and put a little essential oil in there now. You can see it now. It's getting all foamy. So I'm going to get some essential oil and put, you can see my laundry's hanging up. My underwear is hanging up in this video. That's lovely, isn't it? Where's my tea tree oil? I'm going to do eucalyptus and tea tree oils. And if you know anything about essential oils, you know kind of a little goes a long way, but this is a really big bucket of laundry soap, so I don't know if I was going to count. I might do 20 drops of each, but I'm just going to squirt a little bit in with my dropper. Not that much. I mean, it's hard to have too much tea tree oil, I guess. I tried once in the summer adding citronella oil to my laundry detergent because I was hoping it would help keep bugs away from me, but I can't say it really did. I do have a homemade bug spray that I use though, and I'll have to do a video showing you that. So I'm just going to keep mixing. And it'll take this detergent a while to cool. I'll come in here in a little while when this water's cooled down a little bit and give it a good stir. I have to stick my arm all the way in there to stir it, you know, down on the bottom, and I'm not sticking my arm in that water while it's really hot. So I'll stir it later, but I'm just going to fill it up to the top of the bucket. Sometimes when I'm using the detergent, when I get down towards the bottom of the bucket, the detergent gets thicker because it's kind of settled, and then I'll add a little more water to it. The consistency of this, while it looks nice and foamy on the top right now, kind of an icky consistency. It's almost like snot, but that's how it's supposed to be. And it does work good in your laundry. Don't get your tail in the bucket, sassafras. All right, and that's it. That's our homemade laundry detergent. If you try it out, let me see, Sassy. Alright, so if you try it out, let me know if you like it. If you have a different laundry detergent recipe you want to share, do that too down in the comments. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't so you'll see new videos.